That guy. He knows something, for sure. No matter how much I think about it, I can't remember ever telling him about the whole situation with Cecile. There's some strange, unfamiliar books among the ones he delivered. No one could guess exactly what they're about just by checking the title. Hermitage has always been a relatively safe place, hidden away from prying eyes. Being able to hide someone in such a big city says a lot about a man's capabilities. He must know a lot of things. He helps me, but I've had my suspicions since the beginning. He has his own agenda, no doubt about that. It's a classic case of too good to be true. There must be some reason as to why he decided to help me. Anyway, if I don't want any trouble, I should check out the books. I approach a bookshelf and place the newly arrived books in the most inconspicuous spot in the corner. Things are slowly starting to get back to normal. I should have a look at the first book he gave me. This is the store's most interesting section. I put the most important books in this bookcase. Seems to me the new books are perfect for this section. Ooh. Codex Seraphim. Local print of the Codex Seraphim. The author is unknown. An encyclopedia with pictures and text. It has been translated. The book contains a large number of explanatory images, but the language is composed of unknown characters that vaguely resemble English and are unreadable. The only thing written in actual English is the title. One page is folded, as if to draw attention to it. It shows two people in bed whose bodies are overlapping and bizarrely morphing into a crocodile. Someone used a pencil to add a footnote. I don't know what that says. Chronicles of the Crane Temple, I think is what it said. No. Oh. Someone claims to be a Taoist. The paper is very old and the edges of the text are blurry, most likely because it was written by hand. The book is divided into two parts. The first part is the rise and upkeeping of an old Taoist concept called crane view. A detailed description with historical examples is given. The second part is written in the form of an autobiography. A fanged demon called the Scaled Great One, with horrifying sharp claws is mentioned. Later on, the author succumbs to the madness surrounding him. The last half of the second part is just chaotic and confusing, lacking any sort of coherence and logic. A lot of numbers are jumbled into the text. The last sentence that makes any sense is, "The skies as well as the earth and are dark and treacherous, an ancient mystery we mustn't look at. The Scaled Great One looks back at us." What follows the chaotic sequence of numbers 155-41312. You might have to remember that. A History of Cannibalism, hardcover written by Hong Kuhan. Judging from the obvious craftsmanship demonstrated in the making of this book, it's definitely rare and wasn't printed in a factory. It's a compilation of old historic folktales. The book records a large number of instances of cannibalism from ancient times up into the modern Republic of China, most of it based on hearsay with very little actual evidence provided by the author. The book specifically mentions that there are more than a dozen cannibal villages along the southern coast. They were either disbanded or its inhabitants were killed in shipwrecks. Ancient Prescriptions, a paperback bound in a white cover featuring only the title of the book. There's a little bit of dirt on some of the pages, but there are no signs of wear and tear. It's apparent that the original owner meticulously maintained the book and kept it in great condition. Judging by the way of writing, it's safe to assume that the book was written during the time of the Republic of China. The book contains a large number of strange medicinal recipes that are supposed to make flesh from bone and raise the dead. Ancient texts further describe the application of Chinese recipes, while foreign recipes were reinterpreted by the author in broken English. In a chapter called Spirit Fragmentation, the author mentions a recipe for a powder derived from a formula discovered by the famous Taoist Lao Tzu. Supposedly, it can move your soul, show you another path, and return the years long lost to you. This powder doesn't appear only in China. The book states it was spread by travelers from Southeast Asia and still exists today. Where came Magi? Hardcover that has never been translated. The author is unknown. The book seems unusual and is most likely from abroad. It's written in English. The title roughly translates to Greek magical papyri. Papyri? Yeah. Just, I'm guessing the plural of papyrus. The text included contained mostly experts related to mysterious rituals and magic spells discovered in ancient Greek ruins. The author added illustrations and spells to these rituals to make them more accessible. Part of the book, called Aphrodite's Blessing of Luck and Love, includes several pieces of old parchment paper, which describe in detail how a certain pattern needs to be painted on a stone tablet to complete the ritual. Tomb construction. Reprinted in 2005, this book was carefully bound on thick paper. The book uses common specifications of domestic textbook, and the table of contents indicates that it is a textbook for landscape architecture, focusing on the style, layout, and cultural background of mausoleum architecture around the world. However, deviating from the table of contents, most parts of the book relate to a large mausoleum located in a place called the Land of Nine Evils. According to the book, the Qin Shi Huang, I think that's how you say that, mausoleum belonged to an emperor named Funshang, but it does not include further references and information about emperor's age, time, and deeds. I'm probably butchering, like, everything in Chinese, and my brain wants to, like, read it phonetically Japanese, because I can speak a bit of Japanese, because I took some, 4 years of Japanese? 4.5. Anyways, I'm trying. The book uses the behavior of crustaceans as an analogy for the construction process of the mausoleum. Crustaceans. And includes a list of all the different types of craftsmen at work. According to the book, the sky turned red, heavy rain plowed through the pitch-black soil, and the mausoleum became a tomb. The Call of Cthulhu! Well, that's very straightforward. A kitten with tentacles is looking straight at the reader from the front of this hardcover published in 2017. It is a rule book for a role-playing game in which the players seem to be cats. Yeah, because it's a tabletop game, I believe. Right? The author dedicates a lot of chapters to the various characters inhabiting the game's world, the things the player can do as a cat, and all the mysteries hidden in the cat world. Unlike other games of this kind, the author did away with the more complex rule sets. Common systems such as dice rolling to determine actions have been simplified, in this case being replaced by a less complicated cat dice, an invention by the author to streamline the experience for casual players. Despite its casual appearance, the author has spared no effort and goes into great detail. Many of the fictional old gods in this game, apparently intimidating classic imagery, but have been changed into cat versions of their former selves. One can't help but smile when playing this game. Apparently, there's more to come and more things to be introduced in further chapters, but this one's already pretty good. Wild Magic. Hardcover, published in 2017. The scene of the horrific creature on the cover is really chilling. That said, really unsettling. This book is for advanced investigators who have already read The Trail of Cthulhu. It is devoted to the magic, spells, and incantations associated with the Cthulhu myth. It covers all the knowledge an inspiring magician must master. From cheap street parlor magics, tricks, all the way to occult rituals to summon various ancient gods. Everything is included in this small book, making it a dangerous read. What makes this book particularly horrifying is the fact that it was sold straight from the viewpoint of a magic practitioner living in a world based on the Cthulhu myth. Being exposed to all of this might drastically change how readers perceive the world around them. It's a little bit concerning. And this is the one before The Trail of Cthulhu. Hardcover, published in 2015. There are strange letters and illustrations on the cover. People known as investigators are willing to pay any price in the pursuit of our world's deepest and darkest secrets. This book serves as an introductory manual secretly spread amongst these investigators. It describes the necessary skills that investigators need to have and the many dangers they will face. Most of which are horrible and twisted enough to make them wish for a quick and merciful death. Is this like foreshadowing? The historical setting of the book is the United States in the 1930s. Oh? United States, 1930s? I mean, sure, we're around 1920 in the sinking city, but that's not too far. Especially because it just says 1920s, so it could be late 1920s. You never know. The knowledge contained in here is enough to shake up how you view the world, seeing as how it lays open the dark hidden truths behind our history. In addition, the book also covers many aspects of Cthulhu mythology, including the introduction of deities and creatures, magic spells, and ancient scriptures, all of which are described in vivid detail. Okay, that's really... I can't help but sigh. Pains me to admit it, but this is the most progress I've made in the last 2 days. It irritates me that it took someone else's help to get to this point. My eyes are strained, focusing so hard in such bad lighting conditions. I placed the books in a column marked, not for sale, borrowing only. That man is impossible to analyze. I should really handle things carefully until I know more about what his intentions are. What was that? Thoughts? I should quit smoking, or my brain cells will die too soon. You must have come prepared. In just 2 days, the amount of overlapping coincidences has increased so much that I can no longer ignore it. There's just a lot of dangerous information in these books that can't be allowed to fall into the wrong hands. How ignorant do you have to be to just hand them over? What is his goal? Now isn't the time to dwell on it too much. I should accept things for what they are at the moment. Did we discover any new clues? Yes, we did. Biography of the rise and fall of the Crane Temple. This temple has flourished through the traditional art of looking into the void, until a monster called the Scaly Silkworm nearly destroyed everything in a failed ceremony. The mysteries of heaven and earth and the mysteries of time must not be regarded. If you see them, the silkworm will see you in turn, and it will be merciless. Ancient prescriptions. In this book, which is all sorts of strange prescriptions from ancient and modern times have been recorded, there's a chapter called Spirit Fragmentation. There's mention of a powder that Taoist priests used to move their soul through time. It's been recorded that travelers passed this recipe on throughout the years. That sounds like lilac grass. This looking into the void. I think this is just kind of like a warning, like, don't go digging. It's really what it seems like, more than anything. Before I can settle into the chair, my phone in my pocket starts ringing. Whoa. Phoenix High absolutely has a problem. I went to their management to check their records. It's pure chaos. Just mountains upon mountains of paper. In addition, the Young Artists Association has submitted several requests to the Department of Education. There have been 17 requests in March alone. Must be something really important. That's way too much correspondence for some regular topic. Do you have any more details? Not at the moment, no. I'll have a look at the list of files later. Also, I'm meeting up with some old friends in the department. It's more convenient to go through the filing cabinets at night. That method sounds unofficial. So, you've got a better idea? Nah, I give up. Your way it is. You owe me a favor. Of course, anything you need. Let's leave it at that then. Let's talk about the other thing tomorrow morning, if you have the time. You mean the files? Yeah. I'll update you on what I can find, and we can figure out the rest then. What's the hurry? You can't go out anyway, so you'll be my advisor. No problem. I'll have a look at everything tomorrow morning. Okay, talk to you then. The president of the elite art club is right. Phoenix High School isn't as perfect as the long-standing reputation makes it out to be. According to Scarlett, there were even some incidents at the beginning of the year that attracted attention of the Department of Education and even prompted calls for disciplinary action. Even the Young Artists Association is involved in this. So could the bad atmosphere at Cecile's art club be related to this? Does what she saw actually have something to do with these incidents? Since we made an appointment to meet up tomorrow, I shouldn't stay up too late. Something about that guy doesn't seem right. If it were anybody else, I could talk myself into thinking it was a coincidence. But every move this guy in the trench coat makes seems suspicious. Next time he comes into the store, maybe I should try making a joke or something. It's easier to seem passive and not to suspect anything that way. I should accept his good intentions for now and see what happens. Let's check the interwebs. Updates on this post. This is new, I think. Answer to Raven, which is why they changed it back. Many people thought it wasn't fitting to play British tunes, so they asked for it to be changed. Someone's been paying attention in history class. How are things at Phoenix High School? The main focus of this discussion strikes me as strange. However, at least confirms that the school is far from perfect. I saw a news section about bullying yesterday and grew a little concerned. My relative's daughter studies at Phoenix High School. We used to be quite close, but she's kind of stopped talking to me over the last 2 years. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that she spends most of her time at school and we have fewer opportunities to see each other. Do you have friends or family who are familiar with this kind of situation? Every now and then, I feel as something might have happened and I'm a little worried. Relative's daughter. 2 years. Could be Eloise. Isn't that a private school? I heard it's a pretty common occurrence there. I'm not one of you big city people, but even I've heard of that school before. It's pretty famous. If there really were a problem like that, wouldn't it have come up a long time ago? Anyway, what do you have to do with a relative's daughter picking up the phone? Suspicion, report it. Answer to the second comment. I live pretty close to Phoenix High School. I often see students heading out to go shopping after school or getting picked up on weekends. They're always looking down their noses at other people, like they're better than anyone else. Money breeds arrogance meme.jpg. yeah. That JPEG, yeah. It's quite bad actually. There have been reports of students beating up other students for the last 2 years. Okay, so there must have been a report then about Eloise. It's just that the parents usually don't want to make a big fuss about it, so they deal with it quietly. It's becoming more and more common these days for high achievers to develop psychological issues. Being stressed out like that really isn't a big joke. It really isn't a joke. Enter the fourth comment. I think Juliet means that she's like a sister to her. Manners, Suarez. Ah, so this guy was being weird. Okay. Check the TV. There's an animal documentary on the Discovery Channel. This episode is about killer whales. Much of the program's material is comprised of research collected on killer whales by scientists from all over the world. There's a lot of interesting information regarding their social interaction with each other. It's a really good show. Thoughts? Should not smoke inside. I have to consume less cigarettes or my brain cells will die too soon. He really gotta mention it every time. Things are unfolding faster than I thought. Seems like a lot has been happening at Phoenix High School. According to Eloise, it's a rather delicate situation. It wouldn't surprise me if the school takes harsh disciplinary action when it comes to matters concerning the safety of the students, which might explain why Eloise looks the way she does in Cecile's visions. But there's no evidence to back this up. Even if Phoenix High School doesn't live up to its prestigious name, it's unclear whether Eloise plays any role in this matter. Should I ask Scarlett to dig a little deeper? Yeah? Can we text her? Okay. No. Okay. Let's check our case files. I don't think we got anything new. Alright, let's check the relationship. Because we introduced Scarlett. Scarlett, age 30, gender female. Master's degree, Korean lawyer. Place of birth, Jiangsu. Sanity status 0. Chief legal consultant at Golden Maxine. Good reputation. If she changed her lifestyle, she would have accumulated considerable wealth by now. However, she handles her purse as outgoing as suits her character. What's this? What about the dude? Is that all we want to do right now? We haven't looked into the teacher. Can we see? Okay, so 0 sanity status. Sanity status question mark. Sanity status question mark. That's a little concerning. Alright, let's end the day. It's now Wednesday, the 18th.